Apparently, we aren't allowed to age. There's something wrong with aging, that if you do age, you're just labeled as old, decrepit, and as you age and look older, it's just frowned upon, aging. Why is it so frowned upon and looked down upon that we are not allowed to age, specifically in not only the beauty space, but also in, I would say, any space where you are in the limelight, where the publicity is looking at you. Aging is just looked down upon. And apparently with that comes like some caveats and some like new sayings. Like people say that, wearing eyeshadow, it ages you and it makes you look old, and people don't want to look old. So today we're gonna put on my makeup and we want to talk about how there's tons of ageism, especially in the beauty space, especially in Hollywood, anybody who's in the limelight. And why are we so afraid to age? Because it's literally a natural part of life that we age. If you guys are new here, my name is Staci. I feature unfiltered makeup opinions and honest reviews. We're doing another kind of unfiltered opinions video, but we're also doing a chit chat about aging and why aging is looked down upon, and what are my thoughts about aging. What are my thoughts in general? What are my unfiltered opinions on this specific topic? Am I allowed to look aged and decrepit or not? Society says no, but we're going to get into that discussion. Definitely hit that subscribe button. If you do not know what to comment in the comment section, then leave me like a little ball of yarn in the comment section. That would be awesome to see if you don't know what to comment. But as always, I would love to have a conversation with you in the comments, so leave me a comment down below. Make sure you hit the like button. It also pushes this video through the algorithm so other people can join in on the conversation. So in true kind of get ready with me fashion in these types of videos, I love to do my makeup as we're doing it, and I do try to also include the makeup products that I'm using on my face in the description box down below, or check the comment section, because sometimes I run out of space to be able to do so. So why is it that aging is looked down upon in any kind of way, shape, or form or fashion when it comes to somebody who's basically in the limelight? And I wouldn't say even in the limelight, just in general, we are all of a sudden we have this fixation that aging is bad and that we're not allowed to age, that aging is not supposed to be happening and you're supposed to look young forever. I was inspired for this video by Angelica Nikves. She actually posted something very similar to it, but I was also inspired by the fact that I am getting older. I am 35 years old, and as I have noticed, there have been comments in my comment sections over the years about like, you're too old, you shouldn't have an opinion, like why are you making an opinion about this? And it's something that's really been a touchy subject for not only myself but other creators. And then aging in general is also a touchy subject for those in Hollywood, for those in the limelight. One particular conversation that comes to mind is Bridgerton's new season just came out. Season 3 of Bridgerton just released, and there have been Reddit feeds blowing up with the fact that the lead actress who plays Penelope Featherington is actually older than me. And they're like, I want to know what her skincare routine is, because she's actually been playing a teenager on TV for, well, I mean, at least the 3 seasons of Bridgerton, but she's also been in other TV shows where she has portrayed somebody in her late teens, early 20s, and this person is actually 37 years old. And that brings me to another point, is that there have been a lot of Hollywood actors as of late who have come into the forefront of news outlets having these interviews saying, and it's female actresses, I want to make note of that, female actresses who have come into the news outlets, who have done interviews about their career, and they come in and they're like, I haven't been cast in a role in so long because all of a sudden I am looking old, I am looking aged. And it's like it's looked down upon for women to go gray, for women to age in Hollywood, or even if you're just in the limelight, it's looked down upon. When aging is such a crucial part of growing as a person, as a human being, like it's an inevitable thing, just like eating is inevitable for a human being, aging is inevitable for a human being. And why does society look down upon aging and say that like aging, especially in Hollywood, is a bad thing to do? I can definitely think of many celebrities who are no longer in the limelight because they've let themselves go according to Hollywood and societal norms. They've let themselves go and they're no longer cast in Hollywood. But why is aging such a huge thing? Aging is like a natural process. And aging for any person is going to happen no matter what. But our society has become so focused on like anti-aging and reversing the signs of aging that we've actually gotten to the point where, you know, if you're showing any signs of aging at all, you're not valuable to that community, respectively. So the main thing that really bothers me about ageism in specifically the makeup space, but also in Hollywood, I would say, is the fact that it's never okay for a woman to age, but when a man ages, it's perfectly fine. And society is more accepting of a man aging and getting grays in his hair as opposed to a woman who is aging and also getting grays in her hair. And I never truly understood why it was okay for men to show their age, but it's not okay for women to show their age. If you've noticed something like that, definitely leave me a comment down below. But I have noticed that there are a lot of stipulations that come with, you know, America's society's sense of like what is and isn't beautiful. And 9 times out of 10, when you see like a well-known actress or a well-known actor, people are always like, oh, men age like fine wine. But if a woman is aging on screen like fine wine, they are looked down upon. No matter what industry it is, if it's makeup and beauty, if it's Hollywood and you're in the movies, honestly, what really comes to mind is these two things, because these two genres are very much focused on the way that you look as opposed to who you are as a person. So why is it that men are allowed to age like fine wine, but if it comes to a woman and, you know, she has, you know, she looks older, she has fine lines, she has wrinkles, that the beauty standard for somebody who is aging is for a woman is completely different than a man. Society is so focused on portraying women as these like young, genteel, youthful beings, and they miss out on portraying, especially in Hollywood, what these women look like as they age and as they get older, which gives us as women a false sense of who we are and what we should look like as we get older as well. And it really sets a weird, unrealistic standard for the ones that are aging, that are getting gray, the ones that are having, you know, signs of aging. It really sets an unrealistic standard for those people because all Hollywood portrays is that societal acceptance of beautiful. And it isn't just in Hollywood. It's actually in publications as well. Like if you look to the modeling industry, if you even look to the dancing industry for like ballet dancers, you'll notice that the majority of models are not in their 30s. The majority of models are in their 20s. If you find a model that's in her 30s, like that's few and far between because the industry just doesn't find them pretty anymore, which is really sad to say because aging happens to everybody. And just because you age, it doesn't mean that you aren't beautiful in your own right. When you age and you get fine lines, you get wrinkles, when you get those sorts of things, it doesn't mean that you're ugly. And society has led us to believe that once you start aging, you're ugly and you are not of value. It's like society can't accept the fact that yes, we age, but we have to still look beautiful and young doing it. It's like society truly only values the opinions and the looks of people who are in their 20s who have no experience, as opposed to somebody who is in their 30s or their 40s who has signs of aging, who has, you know, those fine lines and wrinkles. Like, wouldn't you rather invest your time and energy into somebody who has experience, who looks their age, who doesn't look like they've had millions and millions of things in plastic surgery, and who is confident in who they are and what age they are at? I think one thing as a society that we've really honed and focused in on over even just the past decade, and I think the beauty boom has a lot to do with this as well, is the fact that we focus so much on making ourselves stay the same or look younger and not show signs of aging. But at the end of the day, it's really wreaking havoc. Like, it's good to have a good skincare routine, don't get me wrong. And if it has anti aging benefits where you're not showing as many lines and wrinkles, then that's fine. I think that's smart to still treat your skin the way that it should be treated. I think it's smart to nourish your skin. I think it's smart to protect your skin from the sun. I think that the motive behind it, like if your mentality going in is like, I don't want to look old, I don't want to look old, I think that it's going to be a grave disappointment because life is going to obviously, age and affect your skin. The environment ages and affects your skin. But if you go into a skincare routine, if you go into a makeup routine with the simple fact that I just want to enhance my natural beauty, I want to keep my skin healthy looking, and I want to protect it from harmful UV rays and harmful environmental factors, I think that you will get a better payoff with your makeup and skincare routine than what you would if you expect this miracle magical cream to instantly erase all of your fine lines and wrinkles. We as a society have really built, especially in the beauty space has really built this mentality, especially around skincare, that it's not okay for you to age and that you shouldn't be aging and that there are precautions that you should be taking so that you are not aging. And yeah, it's good for you to protect your skin. Like I said, it's good for you to nourish your skin and treat it well and give it those nourishing ingredients that it might be missing. And yes, you might get some age defying factors in there as well. But going into it thinking that this miracle cream is going to reverse your signs of aging, and then you don't see signs of reversion in your skin and all you see is yourself getting older, I think it's going to be a harsh reality wake up for a lot of everybody. A long time ago, I posted a video about Sephora kids and how Sephora kids are currently worrying about, aging themselves. And these kids are incorporating skincare routines because they don't want to get fine lines and wrinkles. And all I can think is that our society has really started emphasizing the needs to stay young and look young and do things as a young person instead of embracing getting older and doing things that are your age appropriate. In that video, I highlighted on should kids have a skincare routine? Should kids be worried about aging? Should they be worried about this? Should they be worried about that? And in that video, I really expressed my opinion as a mom of two very, very young kids, and I have a son and a daughter. But I truly feel like this conversation, just the whole anti-aging conversation in general, is dramatically geared toward women. And women are held to such a high standard of beauty as opposed to men that we feel obligated to never let ourselves age. And it's something that we as a society need to take a step back from and look at and just re-examine, because this anti-aging mentality, especially, as I'm getting older, this anti-aging mentality, not only is it affecting people my age, people older, but it's also affecting people younger, much, much younger, in their preteens, even sometimes in their childhood ages as well, depending on the type of environment that they're growing up in. Something that society really needs to take into consideration is how it's affecting our younger generations right now and how it's really hurting our younger generations, because our fixation on anti-aging has trickled down into those younger age groups. But if you think about those situations where kids are currently obsessed with their skincare routine and being in the anti-aging space and they don't need it, it really makes you wonder, where we as a society stand, because our children are very obsessed with anti-aging because society is saying that aging is wrong. And I'm 35 years old and I love eyeshadow. It's one of my favorite things to do, and if it ages me, it ages me. I am not going to be opposed to wearing eyeshadow just because somebody says that it makes me look old. Makeup is a a representation of who you are. Makeup is a representation, and it is not a mask. It's a creative outlet for people like me who love makeup, who love making creative, like colorful looks. And it's okay for me to wear eyeshadow. Do I care if I'm going to be like labeled aged? No, I don't, because I love makeup. I love the way that it looks. I think that overall the mentality of society needs to change. I think that we need to re-examine what it means to be old, and we need to re-examine what it means to be beautiful, because our unrealistic expectations and standards are actually filtering on down into our youth now. I grew up in the early 2000s, and aging really wasn't that big of a factor back then. Like, I wasn't 15 worrying about getting fine lines and wrinkles or losing my hair at 15. I was 15, I was young, I was carefree. And that was 20 years ago. And now, 20 years later, in 2024, we have 15-year-olds who are worried about getting gray hair, who are worried about getting fine lines and wrinkles, and they are treating their skin with things that they really should not be treating it with. And that's a scary place to be, if you ask me. That our society is so focused on beauty and makeup and just unrealistic expectations with the way that we look, that we are embracing who God made us to be, who we should be as people. And I think that as a society, we need to start embracing the fact that women do age, that people age in general. I think it's really made a significant impact socially on our children as well, specifically little girls, teenagers, young women. And it's not made a good impact, it's actually made a bad impact. I think if society started really socially accepting the fact that we do age, that women age, we get gray hair, we get fine lines, we get wrinkles, if we started portraying that in mainstream media, in mainstream fashion trends, in modeling, in Hollywood, in the beauty industry, if we really started showing what age looks like instead of giving children and people my age these unrealistic expectations and standards of beauty, that we would have we would be healthier mentally, because we would be more accepting of who we are and what we look like in this current stage. Because right now we're having a social dilemma where many girls, women, middle-aged women, older women are having this dilemma that, Hollywood portrays a woman who looks like she's 15. Beauty standards are too high. Beauty is not portrayed in the light that it should realistically be portrayed in. And it's led to so many different things like ageism in the beauty space, in the fashion space, and also in mainstream Hollywood and in the media. Thank you guys so much for staying tuned to this video. I hope you guys consider subscribing before you go. Hit the notification bell so you guys can get notified when I post again. And leave me a comment down below. I would love to know your thoughts and opinions about ageism in the beauty space, in the Hollywood space, in the limelight. And I hope I get to see you guys in my next video. Bye!